Shalom, and welcome to Psychology of the Parsha for Parshat Nitzavim. In this week's Parsha, Moshe renews the covenant with the Jewish people, and he tells them about the new reality that they're going to be facing. When I say the new reality, I mean the fact that Moshe is going to be passing away, and now they're all going to be going into the Promised Land. In the Promised Land, they're no longer going to live in this blissful dream, in this fantasy, so to speak, in this paradise, where in a very utopian way they get fed, they get clothed, they get taken care of, they're protected, there's no worries, there's nothing to worry about. Even if you want to worry about something, all taken care of. But now they're going into the Promised Land. True, it's Eretz HaKodesh, it is the Holy Land, but still, it's a place that they're going to have to till the land, they're going to have to plow, they're going to have to sow, they're going to have to deal with realities of life, living in cities, in homes, in a country that they're going to need to protect, they're going to need to take care of infrastructure, and so on and so forth. And Moshe says to them, you're going to be responsible for each other. You're going to have to care for each other. You're going to have to even pick up the slack for the misdeeds of the individuals. Of course, Moshe does conclude with telling them, Hanistarot l'Hashem Elokeinu. That which is hidden, that's for God, for Hashem our God. Don't worry about that. You're not going to be held responsible for what someone does in private, for what someone does behind closed doors. What you are responsible for, and what is our duty, to see to it that others better their ways, is things that become common knowledge, things that we know, things that we are privy to, and we cannot just say, look, I'm good, my family is good, whatever's happening out there, as long as it doesn't reach me, as long as it doesn't bother me personally or affect me in the quality of my life, why should I care? Why should I get involved? And Moshe says, no, as a society, as Jews, you're going to need to care for each other. You're going to need to look out for each other and take care of each other. And see to it that each and every Jew within reach is cared for spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, thus contributing to a healthy Jewish society, a wholesome society in which you're all protected and enjoy God's blessings. Now, of course, the typical, millennial will argue, what do you mean? It's not my problem. Why should I, engage or be worried or actively get involved in what other people are doing and what other, people's concerns are or not? Come on, live and let live. Keep me out of this. Not so. In fact, it's not a burden. It's a duty, but it's not a burden. Ultimately, this is not only in the best interest of the person that we're helping, but it's in our best interest. Because really, Kol Yisrael, all the Jewish people, are like Koma Shlema Achat, are like one body. We're really one body. There's just different components to this body, different parts for the body. But each part of the body doesn't belong more or less to the body. Even from the most vital organs to the most simplest of body parts, every part of the body is equally alive. Every part of the body is equally part of the same body. And thus, what happens to one part of the body is important to another part of the body, whether that part of the body realizes it or not. Whether it has the cognitive ability, the intellectual capacity to understand it or not. It still has an effect. Take for example, God forbid, if somebody has an infected toenail and doesn't take care of it, well, that can go into the whole bloodstream and that can affect the entire body. And if that happens, God forbid, this could actually threaten the entire body's existence. It's life, the core of what it is. And how do you cure it? Sometimes you do it locally. But in many cases, you do it by ingesting a pill, some kind of antibiotic. Where do you take it? Through the head, through the mouth. And then it goes down into the stomach. And then it gets into the full bloodstream, thus helping to eliminate this infection. So we're all connected. We're all one. And what happens to one of us affects everyone else. What happens to one of us has an impact on everyone else in this body, in this people. Another very important point is, the previous Rebbe explained why when the sages talk about our responsibility for one another, the duty one Jew has to help another Jew, especially to guide him in the proper path of Judaism, of Torah and mitzvot, it says, Kol Yisrael arivim zelazeh. All Jews are arivim, are responsible, are guarantors one for another. And the previous Rebbe points out that the word arivim actually tells us how special this is, how beautiful this is. Because the word arivim also comes from the root word arev, which means sweet, pleasant, tasty. This is something good. This is not just a burden that God dropped down on our heads, on our shoulders. This is not a heavy load that we carry. This is a privilege that we have, that we can help each other. May Hashem give you, me, all of us, because what happens to you affects me, what happens to me will affect you. That we all have iktiva chatima tova. We all be written and inscribed and sealed for a very good and sweet year, Shana Tova Umetuka.